All right, so Kylam, you've made it up to this room, which seems to be maybe some sort of antechamber, right? Some foyer into this larger structure, and you can see, although the columns are all broken and such, um, they are again giant sized, right? These much larger columns than humanoids tend to build and use. Um, as well as the stairs leading away from this area to the southeast, also giant in size. However, in the room around you, in addition to these broken pillars, um, there also seems to be discarded gear
Oh shit!
around the room.
Is it giant
Yeah.
gear?
No, it is not giant gear,
Ooh.
in fact. Yeah. So, if you want to do, everyone else can start climbing, scaling that rope. Um,
Here I come.
sure.
I
Just
will.
everyone
Right.
can give me an
Dex
athletics check. Athletics.
Athletics.
Yeah.
Where are you? Love athletics checks. I'm really good at that. Wow, that's twice with. Sorry, I
Double.
rolled the same with. Nice.
Double.
Do I
Should've
make
turned
it?
into a squirrel.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yes.
Omarin,
Oh, we get advantage, right?
that was on like, I mean, I guess you could take advantage of Bolo's climbing gear here too. Sure.
I mean, I'm okay failing this, Zach, if you want, but mechanically, I was like, you tell me what you want.
Well, you could roll it again.
All right. Doesn't matter. Fell on my face.
Wow. Yeah. So you get, most of the way up this time, but falling off, you take some falling damage. Ooh, 11.
Oh shit.
Omarin falls hard from that one. No one was like, everyone was just expecting,
Come on,
Yeah,
Captain. Just your loud bud.
Yeah. Okay, well, in this particular case, he's gonna wild shape into like a, like the flying squirrel like he did, and then he'll fucking just
climb up the rope.
climb up the rope.
Yeah.
Which he should have done before, but whatever. Being greedy
You
with
only have
those
so many
wild
wild
shapes.
shapes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Who else may want to? Yeah, we need room from Bolo and Varanus, of course.
Climb on up, Bolo.
Wow. Varanus feeling a little weighed down. Bolo's just fine.
Yeah, no problem.
This will take 1d6 damage, because why not? All right. So, as the rest of the group is busy surmounting this obstacle, Kylam, what do you do while you're waiting for them? Because it'll take at least 12 seconds for most.
I mean, I'm looking at this like gear and stuff that you mentioned. Like,
Sure.
is there anything
sure.
distinctive here? Anything that like?
Yes,
I can
many
learn from?
symbols of the holy symbols of the oarsmen.
Hmm. Okay.
Over 20 of them, in fact. There's also like half a dozen bedrolls, some rotten fruit and fish,
Mm-hmm.
bits of broken glass, and even a broken off statue of a head. And so as you sort of, get a look at this statue, and you see it's of a young man, broken off at the neck, his mouth agape in terror.
Well, there's no accounting for taste.
But as far as this chamber goes, that is pretty much it. This sort of, fallen, broken splendor. Yeah, sorry. Up in here, camera.
Yeah, do we? There we go. Now we're talking. And then these are steps going down or up.
Going
Sorry.
down.
Down.
Or sorry, going up. Sorry, going up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Let's
again,
go
they're
that way.
they're pretty steep because because of their giant scale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, come on, fellas. Why stop now?
Yep.
All right. Well, you all push on. Maybe that's why I didn't have. You all push on ahead, up the stairs, and so you see another larger staircase traveling north and upward. But across from you, you see a dining hall. So a massive table with two giant stone chairs is in the center of this large chamber, and a massive wax candle is dimly illuminating the area. The wall yonder is very well decorated by a large bas-relief depicting giants during some sort of feast. On top of the table, near this plate with the blood and so forth, is the carcass of a half-eaten sheep. The other place setting on the opposite side remains empty and untouched.
Like freshly half-eaten?
I mean, within the last day, two
Oh,
swords. Yeah, two
You know what?
swords are sticking out of that sheep.
I think this is bad news.
Yeah, I think Sweetness immediately tries to make himself a bit small, and like is suddenly sort of feeling sort of cautious and wary.
You are now in the land of giants.
So Almarin turned into a squirrel.
Yes.
He's gonna like scamper around and scout around as a tiny little squirrel.
Okay. We know how
Oh.
well that worked for him last time.
Hoping to avoid detection. Tell me if anything, like I see anything or anything happens, Zach.
All right. Well, you start scampering up these stairs, too quick for your companions to follow. You come to a short hallway, but there are two large but closed doors. There.
Any like little gaps under them or anything?
No, they seem to, although old and worn, they do seem to be pretty sturdy and well fit.
Any keyholes?
No, neither of them have keyholes.
Okay.
They're, just simple, fairly simple latches. Again, giant size, so, a little more than a squirrel might be able to manipulate.
Yeah. Is there anything this way?
That's a door.
Oh, okay. I still only have Magnus's sight.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Hey, that's okay. It's just doors. Okay. What if I listen at the door?
You can make me a perception check. Oh, and roll me a stealth check as well.
Oh, sure.
Going about. With advantage, because
I'm tiny.
squirrel. All right. Beyond the door, you do get a faint thing, but it's more your squirrelness reacting to this. You almost get you get some erection. The hairs on your back start to stand on end. You sense the presence of a predator. And then your little squirrel nose starts to pick up some sort of, smells like bird, right? The distinct scent of bird droppings coming from behind.
Okay, so bird of prey. What about this one? Look at that.
That one, you don't get any. I mean, well, you sense. You smell. Well, it's rather than you smell, you sort of notice, right, in your small stature, the protuberances of the dust and dirt that have wafted not dirt really, but dust, right? That is wafted in here over time, or maybe it was tracked in, who knows. But you see massive footprints, much larger than the size of a normal person, leading to and from this door, and as well as to the other door, and as well as down the stairs. But from the room beyond, directly, you don't see, or you don't hear, you don't get the sounds of anything living or moving beyond there, aside from, let's see, the sound of cloth flapping in the wind a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could I do a perception or investigation check and see, like, if a giant were to enter, where we might hide apart from under the table?
Well, the first room you entered, with all the broken columns and such.
Seems like it might contain, like we could get behind rocks and such.
Right. Bolo, that's a good question too. Do you recover your grapnel? Or do you leave it in place for...
I certainly recover it if possible.
Well,
Better be ready to...
place for a quick escape or something, versus...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's only 3d10 of damage if we...
3d6, I mean.
Sure. 3d6, okay.
Yeah, falling damage is nothing. Well, I mean, Omarin took a fair fall there.
Yeah.
Do I notice any other way out of this area than the ones
No.
three that we know about?
Well, I mean, you did see in that first room gaps in the stonework where some of the stones had crumbled away. But from this interior hall and well, you do see also a gap, right, down in the stone in the corner of the dining room. So there are a few gaps out, but even if you poke your squirrel head, you are very doubtful of, well, or it would be a very risky climb to go out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Not impossible, but yeah, very risky.
Guys, I'll see you on the ship as I fall 20,000 feet.
All right, so yeah, Sweetness, aside from really under the table and behind the rocks or back down the chute where you came from,
Original brews.
not a lot of
We
places to hide,
resurgent and
visibly.
she's,
Must be a real load off
This-
your
this
mind now that your
place,
house burned.
whatever these rooms were, they're pretty simple, right? Just these few pieces of giant-sized furniture going around. But as you sort of, Sweetness, as you're sort of poking around, in the corner, the back corner of this chamber that had been hidden by the table, you see almost stacked statues of sheep that are like just, sort of in a pile.
Do they seem unmolested? Like in
Yeah.
the...
Right,
these
they
are...
seem whole sheep, but petrified.
I think I'll call, I don't know who's around over here. Either Varanus or Kylum. They can do it, I'm like, because, I'm like, wonder, do you sense any magic here? I'm thinking that maybe these sheep, this might be the food source.
Well, I didn't prepare it, but give me 10 minutes, and I can cast an arcane gaze around. Well, I mean, yeah, while Almarin is off doing his scouting, right, Varanus will start ritually casting Detect Magic.
Island can just cast it from the
Yeah, I could just cast Detect Magic.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right, from the
from the
compass.
compass.
That's right. Well,
Sure, I'm confused as to why you think they'd be eating stone statues, but I guess.
I don't think that...
They convert them to flesh, stone to
wondering-
flesh, and then they eat them.
Yeah, I'm thinking these are things that were flesh that were turned into stone and then can maybe be returned to flesh.
Sweetness, you can make a medicine check.
In which case, yeah, we would know something about the potential powers of said giant.
Oh yeah,
Crit.
your intuition is right on the money. These sheep, and right the head, that human head in the other room, that first room you entered among the discarded stuff, seem to be, yes,
I
petrified.
say these are no carven sheep. I imagine, like, yeah, if it was like you'd break it open, you'd be like, wow, even the insides are stone. Parts that couldn't be carved, like I see stone arteries.
If you cut it
Uh,
open, one open,
that would
sure.
be I suppose, if you turn someone to stone, like magically, like if you kept scraping away the layers, it would present more detail.
Perhaps.
Uh, okay, yeah, I convey, well, I don't know what kind of giants turn people into stone.
Neither do I. Interesting.
History check?
Like a giant
Do I know of any
Medusa, is that
giants?
a thing?
Uh, I mean, aside, there are stone giants, right?
Hmm.
But I mean, yeah, maybe they can petrify people, right? Because their mastery of stone is so well, but they're not really known for it,
So,
right?
yeah, this could just be a giant with that power.
Yeah. Um,
Nerve-wracking.
but as you're sort of, thinking about it and looking at the bas relief, right? Because you notice that this
Oh, I forgot
fresco,
about that.
right,
Yes.
is depicting all manner of giants at this feast. Like, and that doesn't, as this is part of the history check, that
Hmm.
doesn't tend to happen a lot, where the giants are all different
Gathering
types of group.
together.
Yeah, because giants tend to be, have animosity toward each other as much as other creatures. There are some more peaceable giants, like cloud giants are a little more aloof sometimes, and stone giants, there's, uh, sort of xenophobic a little bit. But um, yeah, so what you see is six giants depicted here. A storm giant queen bearing aloft a trident, a cloud giant prince, fire giant wizard, stone giant sage, a hill giant poet, and a frost giant knight.
Huh.
And
Keep
so
that
as you
handy, Zach, because we're definitely going to need that reread to us next session.
sure. Well, as you're sort of thinking about it, right? You've heard of the ordning of the giants, which is again their social
Mhm.
hierarchy between the giant groups, and so you recognize that these, just for you to, well, repeat it next session too. But the ordning goes right from storm giant to cloud giant to fire giant to frost giant to stone giant to hill giant, right? So storm giants are the most powerful, right? And they tend to be the rulers,
Hmm.
right? And it sort of decreases all the way down to the hill giants, who are sort of, the dumbest and less, let's say least sophisticated of the giants.
Hmm.
Um, uh, yeah, and this little bit of, you don't know where you picked it up. This little bit of tidbit that the groom at a giant wedding always drinks last. Maybe it's a story Bungo told you at some point, right? The story, a story with giants in it. But this detail stuck out in your memory. So as you're looking over this fresco and seeing this depiction of this wedding and everything, yeah. To answer your first question, no giant seems in particularly, tied to any sort of petrification
Hmm.
magic.
I'm sorry, which one eats last?
The groom,
Drinks last.
the
The
groom
groom
of the wedding.
at a wedding.
Okay. Huh. Any thoughts, anyone? It's like a wedding feast chamber. It's a small table for
Yeah, no, it looks like more that the it's art, right? It's like maybe
Mhm.
mythology. Actually, well, that history check is yeah, that's what you think it sort of is. It's like, an old fresco, from aeons ago. Like you think this is like maybe original to the spur. This piece of art, yeah.
Nothing's missing from it, eh?
You
I
could
know that
be
rock was much larger. Um,
The frost giant that made the spur to go get her lover or his lover. What was the story there?
oh, who
well, then we
made the
had a bard,
spur, right, for that reason.
right? Anyone want to make intelligence checks for details? If your notes aren't
Yeah, I'll
Right.
do one.
come,
My what's?
your
Ah,
notes.
very good.
My what's?
Our
Note?
notes.
I've never taken a
note?
note.
I would have it somewhere.
Is it that kind of game? I've been playing wrong. I
Uh,
was keeping notes at the beginning, and then
Kyla, maybe
I lost
maybe yeah.
The bard should know the tale of the thing. It was sad and like appropriately
Well,
epic and stuff.
Yep.
it's true, but Bungo's memory of anything but his own sort of existence seems to have slipped, thus his inability to recall even the tales that once
She's saying he's
spurred him
only
onward.
thinking about himself. I see.
Yeah, well,
Well, why don't we go
What
open
else is
one of these
new,
doors?
Bungo?
uh, but you asked if there was anything missing. Do you want to make a perception or investigation check on the fresco?
I was mostly making a joke about the missing stone piece from down below. I'm
But
suspecting
also,
that would be large enough to be fairly obvious if that were missing.
no, this isn't the doesn't have the runes. Yeah, the right rune on it. But Kylam, right, you had cast detect magic
Yep.
from the compass.
Beep,
And
beep,
so
beep,
yes,
beep,
both
beep,
you detect the lingering aura of the transmutation magic on the sheep, as well as evocation and transmutation magic coming from the fresco.
That's weird. Fellas, there's something evocational about this here fresco. Also transmutational.
Did the fresco prepare explosive runes this morning?
Is it, yeah, explosive
Is the
visual
fresco
imagery?
made from living
There doesn't
giants
seem
who
to
have
be
been?
any. Yeah, it's only imagery. There's no runes
Oh.
or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe if you interpret, it's like a visual language, right? Like when you interpret the meaning of the art properly, it explodes.
Are the images in the picture large enough to be giant?
They no, they're not quite
Okay.
life size.
It's like, are
But
they petrified?
yeah, no. But as you're looking, all these giants are right offering this toast, and you sort of trying to maybe even climbing on the table a little bit. You see that all the cups of these giants are slightly outset and could actually hold liquid.
Hmm. I think it's time that somebody create some water.
Why
In
did
the
they drink
cup.
water?
Well, I just don't know that we can create anything else to put in the cups.
Well, I love this idea.
A blood,
much.
maybe?
Oh,
could,
no, we'll try water.
Well,
Try water. Start with water
Okay.
first.
Right.
Can we figure
But
which one of
remember,
these
right,
Here's my
room?
worry. I know we must be coming to an end, and I am just waiting for Zach to be like, and as you do this, you hear the thud of footsteps.
Yeah.
Boom.
Hang on, okay, let's try to solve this thing.
And next time on the fire.
So,
So hurry up
do we
and get
know
the water.
do we know which one of these is the groom's cup?
What in the story? Which what kind of giant was her? It was a frost giant who made this, right?
No one made the good enough intelligence check to recall this information.
No one made it yet. And I also probably didn't.
I did. Yeah, mine was poor.
Oh, the mage always has to do everything.
The captain remembers.
The captain
There you
remembers.
All right, the captain. Finally, you were sort of standing back and being like, "It was a
I mean, I was a
frost, right?"
squirrel, and squirrels are like smooth brains, and then he popped back into an elf in his
Yeah.
big elf brain.
No, so it was actually a cloud giant who, yes, lost his storm giant lover.
Storm giant lover. Okay, and so the cloud. What's the cloud giant like on the freeze?
He seems to be a royalty, a prince.
What about the storm giant?
She seems to be a queen.
Oh,
Well done, Captain.
so I think they need to drink a toast.
Well, I'm going back to the bit about the groom drinking last.
So she goes first, and then he goes. We'll see.
I'm wondering if it's everybody except him.
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
That's my intuition here.
Okay.
But maybe
Experiment.
order matters too. Like maybe it's like I'm assuming that it's like a binary. Like they all have it or they don't have it. Like order doesn't matter. But if order does matter, then maybe something to that.
Well, let's try first without order. Though I guess we have to fill them in, or I guess it's a spell.
It's,
So you
it's
can
like create or destroy water.
Well,
It goes both ways.
It is
Yeah.
it is a first level spell, so he doesn't have unlimited uses of it.
That's true. Don't worry,
So
guys. I
either-
can shoot heat beams and evaporate the water. Scorching ray, baby.
But can he conjure it in all the
You
ones?
used
he
it
wants?
once per day, so unless you're gonna get spend.
I was joking. And be flame rod.
Well, there is a large,
Flame
it's
bleed.
maybe only a 5-gallon cup with this, well, eating stuff.
What's
So-
in the cup?
I mean, it looks like the remains of baby wine.
Okay.
What?
Baby wine.
It smells off. Yeah.
Bells.
Sure.
Do
Was
I
that something
create
that I
wine?
should know what that is?
No.
Okay.
It's not a thing. I said maybe could have been wine. As
Maybe
in-
wine. Okay.
Yeah. Did you also hear baby
I
wine?
did. Yeah.
I heard baby wine as well.
Maybe.
Okay.
So you could cast the spell, to fill 5 gallons and then parcel it out if you wish.
So before we do that, if one were to take out the compass, where is it pointing?
Upward.
Still up.
Yes.
And what are we doing
Okay.
here?
Magic.
Yeah, fucking magic, man. Like,
Right. The compass is also, it's magically pointing towards the statue because, of your spell.
Yeah.
Or
so
There's magic
So
in
what
lots
do
of
we
places. That's fine. Go ahead.
do we
Ken.
do we fill everything, everybody's except the groom, or do we fill the queens and then the grooms?
I mean, I would start with the queens
Okay. Yep.
and go from there. like
Yeah.
I would do that, pause. Then I would do all the other guests, pause. Then I would do the groom, pause.
And with my
All right.
creator destroy water, how much water can I make in a day? 10 gallons.
It's at 10 gallons per casting.
And how big are the vessels?
Well, there's 2 5-gallon ones because there's one set of completely untouched, right? That and dust has formed over this set of utensils and plates and cups, whereas the other side of the table is messy. It's got the carcass, clearly everything's been used fairly recently. So there is enough. Yeah, you could fill both of those 5-gallon cups with your water.
Okay. Do we think we should just do the 2, or do we think we should do all of them?
Well, the 2 are these are different. These are just These are separate from the fresco.
Got
These
it.
are
Yeah, but
just-
how big are the cups on the fresco?
I mean, they're a pint, you know.
Oh,
They
okay.
can hold
So
each cup can hold like a pint in the fresco. Yeah.
yeah, okay. So one casting can presumably fill the fresco.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Does anybody have like mage hand that they could like tip some water in?
I have a cup.
Yeah, no, but how do we get up on the fresco?
Oh, I mean,
Table.
you guys.
Table?
Yeah, you guys can reach over from the table.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
It's a
perfect.
stretch, but you know.
Okay, so I'll make 10 gallons of water.
Is anyone helping the captain?
I want to. Could Varanus potentially set some traps to, if a giant were to come through?
Hmm.
I don't know, like a rune or a something back here by these doors.
It's not
Maybe
my
not.
usual. Yes, it's not my usual type of thing. I'm much more of active, active magic. Supplement my fighting prowess.
All right, Zach. I will fill the queen's cup first,
You fill the queen's cup.
and then I will fill the rest of the guests.
All right. Which, I mean, any specific order?
Is there an order? Like, is the queen on one side and the king on the other? The king is last. The
Well,
groom
there's
is
no
last.
king, right?
The prince.
You say the groom is last.
The groom is last. The prince
right.
is last. Yeah.
So as you pour, right, successively, each pour, you're sort of waiting, see if something happens, but as you make your way through and pour the last, fill the groom's cup last, right, which is this cloud giant prince.
Mhm.
The chalices, right, or in the fresco start to glow with magic. And each one of them, Kylum specifically, you feel, divine magic infusing the liquid of all of these.
Are they potions of resurrection?
They seem a lot less powerful.
Oh, okay. Can we identify what they are?
Given a little time with
Take a little
the
sip.
purpose, they are potions of heroism.
Oh, nice. And we got 6 of them, right?
You get, there were six giants, so yeah.
Nice. We put them in
Situation.
something. We pour out some water skins or something because these are cool.
You getting rid of all your normal water?
Yeah, why not?
Potions of heroism? I mean, sure.
Is alcohol just a potion of heroism?
No, because it doesn't make you immune to fear. Just
It's not my experience.
temporary hit points. Well, with that magical blessing and puzzle solved, I think that is where we will end the session for the evening with the mystery of what is behind doors number
No
1.
thudding footsteps?
No
All right.
thudding footsteps. So far.
So far. All right. Well, we made it. Into the overbright. Top of this.
Not to the top.
Oh, sort of. I mean, we're still in the building. We're not to the tippy top, but
And the compass still says go up.
Yep.
Still says go up. So,
Indeed it does.
well, welcome to the team, Bolo.
yeah.
So happy to be here. I'll work on a full character sheet for next time, Zach.
Sure.
Are you, is Bolo it, huh?
For now, yeah.
For
Oh,
now.
no, okay. All right.
No rules.
No rules.
And who knows what's happening with Bungo?
Yeah, right?
I know, he won't fucking shut up. He's stuck in his helmet.
Cool.
He does eventually quiet down, or you're able to concentrate enough to sort of like almost cut off, excess.
Yeah, it's sort of a catch-22. Either I have to take off my helmet or listen to Bolo or Bungo all day.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
There you have it.
Jeez.
Jeez.
All right. With that, we're gonna call it. See you, everybody.
all right. Good night.
Cool.
Thanks
Cheers,
for
guys.
watching.